I'm here for another reading for you today. As always, it is general and it's timeless, so just take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for the next person. You have Mary Magdalene already coming out, Sacred Marriage. If you would like a personal reading, a one-on-one personal session, or Akashic Records, check out the box below. It has my website, 144bluerosetemple.com, and it has my email. Just a reminder that you only have a few more days to sign up for the 3-day online goddess retreat, which is going to be held with both I and another Pisces soul sister. So feel free to join us live. And if you can't catch us live, each day will be recorded. It's only $33.33 USD. So feel free to check it out on the website or in the box below. Let's get right to your reading today, Pisces. Divine Mother and Father. What do we have for the Pisces for their highest good and for the highest good of all? You have Light Your Fire and you have Kadesh and you have Sacred Contracts over here. All right, Light Your Fire, Pele, which is Hawaiian. She's a Hawaiian goddess. You do have Kadesh over here. Why do we have Light Your Fire and Kadesh? You have fear, victimization, loss, and lack. You do have Phoenix Rising on the bottom of the deck. Why do we have Light Your Fire, Kadesh, and loss, lack, fear, and victimization? You are so supported on your journey. Bottom of the deck is Isis. Sacred Contracts. This is a soul contract of yours. I am seeing like the Akashic Records card, even though it didn't come out. You may be experiencing a lot of fear when it comes to actually your life purpose. You're meant to be doing what it is that you're doing. You have Isis Sacred Contracts, and even if your life path, if your priest, your priestess path, whatever that this is for you, your goddess path, it feels like you're working through some of the blockages, and it feels like more of authenticity. Like, no, this is my path, 222. And it's ordained by God. You know, like it's my soul contract. I am here to do this. I'm here to live this, to embody this. And for some of you, it feels like I'm getting ancient wisdom, okay? The rose thread. Inner call, soul led, the mystic, and living courageously. And you have fear, victimization, loss, or lack. For some of you, when it comes to your life purpose, okay, you are meant to be doing what it is that you're doing. It is in your soul blueprint to embody your soul expression. It's an inner call and it's soul led. May you experience judgment on your path, or people who don't agree, or this or that. Yeah, and it's interesting. I saw a quote earlier today, and it had said, it was talking about Yeshua, and it said, you know, when people say to put all your fears and everything in the hands of Yeshua, the quote said, remember that his hands were nailed. And by that, it was symbolizing your authentic truth and life purpose, 333 as soon as I say that. So understand that, and not even understanding, you are releasing the fear of your authentic expression, being a victim. You know, perhaps for some of you growing up, there was trauma of your authentic self, your soul expression, and you're releasing that loss and lack. Okay, the rose thread. And what I'm seeing is like, and it's interesting that we had Mary Magdalene come out. Some of you resonate as being a part of the rose lineage, but the rose thread, a red thread that just goes through time and space. And it's like whatever it is that you're doing now, again, your life purpose is what it is that you're doing, you know, or you're meant to continue on that path, but courageously. Okay, you do have the lion here, Kadesh, and that's the Sekhmet energy with courageous, you know, over here. And it does feel like, and we have Light Your Fire, so it's a lot of Sekhmet energy, very fiery. And what's coming through is that you have ancient wisdom and medicine to share. And while people around you, like maybe your family doesn't accept it, maybe society doesn't, maybe this, maybe that, the feminine voice, which is not just divine feminine, or like I'm a woman, but it's not just that. It's your voice. It's the energy rising. Okay, so what I'm getting is like you, and it even feels really hot. So it's a lot of fire energy here, but you are meant to be living on your path and embodying your soul expression. Or you're meant to be teaching what you're teaching, studying what you're studying. But there's this loss, lack, and fear and victimization here when it's actually your soul that's leading you. You have Isis, sacred contracts over here. Will you experience roadblocks or judgment or this or that? People maybe who don't understand the path or your own blockages? Yes, but you're so supported as you continue on your path. I'm going to grab 2 more cards. You have Time and Tide, Seashell Divination, Wisdom of Shells. Some of you may actually be studying shells, or how to read shells is what's coming through. Time and Tide, Oceanic Spells and Rituals. And then you have Conchomancy, Seashell Divination, or Wisdom of Shells, okay? For some of you, this is either not something like accepted by society, accepted by your family, you know, or for others of you, it's like your soul is calling you into a completely different path or religion or this or that than you're used to, than you were raised with, or whatever it is. And so it feels like there's a lot of unlearning, and there's also a lot of clearing of the blockages, especially of fear. So some of you may connect with Sekhmet or even Kalima when it comes to owning your authentic voice and truth, and cutting away, clearing away, purifying away all of the fear. As soon as Sekhmet messages me. I have a mentor from years ago who has so much Sekhmet energy, and she just sent me the tongue out. Sekhmet is here. So when it comes to, again, that is the Sekhmet. It is the Kalima energy to fear. And for those of you who see my tattoo that's right here, it's not just a woman sticking out her tongue. This is Kalima. And what that represents is the sticking out the tongue to fear of like, oh yeah, my own. And it's to yourself. It's the mirror. But when the fear within you arises, or victimness within you arises, it's like looking in the mirror and bringing it into love, light, and awareness. Okay, so maybe some of you work with Kalima or Sekhmet. And we're also getting a lot of owl energy. I'm also seeing someone make something out of bird feathers. So a lot of shells, a lot of feathers, especially if you're just being drawn to random items, to this, to that. It does feel like you're being led. Okay, so let's see what this is for you, Pisces. Divine Mother and Father, why do we have Light Your Fire, Kadesh, Loss, Lack, and the Rose Thread? You are balancing out here a lot of old energies from the past, okay? Why do we have temptation? Ooh. Why do we have temptation here? Why do we have Five of Cups? Why do we have there you go. Okay, and then you have Fortune here. This has always worked out in your highest good, Pisces, okay? You've faced a lot of you've worked through a lot of the lower vibrations, though, is what's coming through here, within you. I see you working through a lot of like the lower blockages, especially of the lower chakras. You do have Fortune over here. That's what you're walking into, okay? It feels like you have temptation, Five of Cups. For some of you, it could be very tempting to fall into these ways of thinking, to fall into the old programs, the this, the that. With the Five of Cups here too, because you have loss, lack, fear, and victimization. You have Wisdom over here. What's coming through is like liberating your own self from suffering. And as soon as I look at the clock, it's 9:33. So you could be seeing the number 333. It's like everything is here for you. And this came out in the reading yesterday, Pisces, if there's just blockages with, like, it's actually here. And it's just going out and getting it. And it's also just working through the inner blockages of receiving it, knowing that you're worthy of it. You have Two of Pentacles over here. Okay, you're balancing out. It feels like a lot of old energies, or for some of you, even like you're coming out of a dark night of the soul type of energy. But you've gained wisdom from that. 5 of Cups over here. For some of you, this is like you really coming into such a divine self over here with temptation and the 5 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles. This is really a lot of like your old self, allowing you to leave your old self. It is safe to leave the shell of what kept you safe. You know, our personalities are this, are that. If we think about it, like, you know, especially as an adult, so much of it is shaped by society, by trauma, by this, by that. And it's a grief process, 144, of releasing who it is that you thought you were, of the, you know, taking off the masks, the garments, you know, symbolically being just bare. And so it feels like you are releasing loss, lack, fear, victimization on a very deep level. Okay, we have the rose thread, inner call, soul led, the mystic, and living courageously. You are asked to live courageously. For some of you, you are hard on yourself. It's like you were so used to the old version of yourself that you've really held on to it. And that's what I'm seeing. And it actually makes me want to cry. You know, it's safe to be a completely different version of yourself. It is safe to take all of your experiences and to bring them to light, love, and awareness, and to release the cords that attach yourself to those experiences. Release the old version of who you were. Release these karmic aspects of you. And that's really actually what's coming through. You know, the reading yesterday, Pisces, is like you are your own judgment. It feels like for some Pisces, and this feels really big, like energetically. And for some of you, you may have been even like purging or crying, but it's just like, that's never who you were. It's never who you actually were. And you are remembering who it is that you are. And I have a lot of chills as I say that. It's actually safe to leave the old version of yourself. That's what's coming through here, 8 of Cups. You have Kadesh. You have light your fire. For some of you, so many people have casted judgment upon you. 33 again. 333 is a big number. You are becoming whole within yourself. And you are actually, like, it's like you're there, but there's this final, like, hey, that old version of you, it does not serve you. And of course, what is attached to the old version of you, those things are going to go too. But it's safe to do that. So this feels like a message of very within, Pisces. Some of you may even hold on to guilt, or I'm getting like sin consciousness of like holding on to. Some of you create maybe your own karmic cycles, 1313, as soon as I say that. And by that, I mean it's like you are judging yourself, but it feels like you're absorbing the energy around you and you feel like you should cast judgment upon yourself, whether that be from the past or from right now. And it's like you believed that. And so you're releasing some big, big programs here. I'm getting more of like, you know, mental programs and truly releasing old versions of yourself. You're like this right now. Look at this. You know, and this could be, especially like people who have been through a lot. You know, you want to hold on to that pain or that story. And this is what defines me. This is who I am, 144. No, it's not. It's actually not. The karmic experiences, your own mistakes, the past, because this is a general reading. You have temptation, you have 5 of Cups. It feels like there's a lot that's happened in the past, within and without of you. And it gets to a point where it's not like you're releasing that story. It's not like it never happened. But that does not define you. Your past situations, your past pains and hurts, those don't define you. I'm also seeing the Ankh, joy, vitality, and life. That is what defines you. And we are just unlearning all of this to return home within ourselves. And what I'm seeing is like the Ankh, like around you. Your birthright, your natural state is joy, is light, it is love, it is radical acceptance, it is just all of those different things. And not like we're not on the toxic love, positivity and stuff like that, where it's only that. But it does feel like for some Pisces, what I'm getting is actually holding on to a story. You know, I went through this, I went through that, blah, 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 this is my life, and this is who I am. But that is not who you are. Those are the experiences that sharpened your sword, or I'm seeing like a sword being sharpened. This sharpened you to reveal to you of who it is that you are. And I see you really just putting something finally to rest. And really what it is an old version of you. You're not judging yourself anymore. Don't attach yourself to the past. And guess what? If people do that, 555, as soon as I say that, walk away. 8 of Cups. For some of you Pisces, you truly are changing. You truly are going through a death and a rebirth. And it is hard for our own selves to release those parts of ourselves, the parts that we thought we were, those parts of our personality that were actually never who our soul is, but shaped more from experiences, from trauma, etc. And so for some of you, I see like this like mirror just being wiped clean, some Windex or some holy Windex or something, and it's like, oh wow, this is who I am. And again, it's not to say that these didn't happen to you, like these experiences and stuff like that. But what I'm seeing is like you holding on to a book or an old story. But I'm seeing that the story is more of temptation, 5 of Cups. It's this energy. And it's been safe to put it down. And it does feel like it's like you're putting it on the shelf. And it's a lot of Akashic Records energy, but it's like you're putting it on a shelf and taking out another book. And it's like, okay, I'm actually ready for this new life. I am ready. I am ready to step into the highest version of myself and to embody that and to believe that. Okay. 4 of Swords, King of Cups. It feels like there's a lot of healing. You have wisdom over the 5 of Cups. You know, and this is even something that you can say. Maybe it's a specific person. Maybe it's a situation or this or that. But with love, light, and gratitude, I release you and whatever that was. I release this situation. I release this person. I release this way of feeling and thinking. And so, for example, this says fear, right? With love and gratitude, I release you fear in all of your forms and effects. Thank you for your teachings, beloved. While I retain the wisdom, I release you in all time, spaces, and dimensions. You must transmute to unconditional love now, or you must leave my being in my energetic field, and you must not return. Amen. And that's it. And that's a practice that you can do even when it comes to like ways of thinking, because for some of you, like it might not be just that one time, you know, when these things creep up, you know, or this or that, or like the past creeps up, this, whatever it is, it feels like very much energetically the past is still clinging to you energetically, because it feels like you're in this new cycle, but you still have your past energetically. And I really get that these are more past versions of yourself, even thought forms and ways of thinking. And so this is something that you can do multiple times. But I mentioned the thank you for your teachings, beloved, because this is coming, you are doing this from a heart space place. And if anything, like it's truly and even that, what I just did, it is reprogramming. You know, you're letting your soul know, like, you know, thank you. Whatever experience this was, I'm releasing even the ego thoughts about this experience. Thank you. And I release you, but I will retain the wisdom. You will retain the wisdom. 5 of Cups. Okay, so whatever this 5 of Cups is for you, you can simply do that prayer, and you could put your hands over your heart in whatever way calls to you. And that is a way to release it, but to also honor it. It's not just like, oh, push it away. Like, no, thank you, but I do release you now. I don't need you anymore. Why 8 of Cups with the 2 of Pentacles? This is so interesting, like the contrast. Why the 5 of Wands with the 4 of Wands? Why magic? This is, it's very interesting, this energy. I do feel like there are people around you who are very attached to the old version of you. And there's a need for you to really separate yourself at this time. And to, if anything, protect yourself. You are being led by the divine, inner call, soul led. Okay? And it does feel like there's a situation here where there is some conflict surrounding this, though. And this is divinely intended, though, actually to bring you into this 4 of Wands energy, magic, Isis, and tradition, Juno. For some of you, this may even lead to a sacred union, and it's 1, 2, 3 as soon as I say that. So it's like there's all this conflict, but it actually divinely leads you into a sacred union. And I'm always going to say first with sacred union, this is a sacred union within yourself. This is you reclaiming your authority. These 5 of Wands energies, it was for you to free yourself, to resurrect yourself, to reclaim your energy and your power. What is this 5? You have the 7 of Wands, and so for some of you Pisces, there is like some sort of acceptance too of protecting your energy on your path. Especially if you're someone who is paving a new path, a trailblazer, or this or that. It's just the acceptance that not everyone's going to be okay with that. You're not giving your pearls to swine. 2, 2, 2, 2. Because what happens when 5 of Wands? Okay. Like, there's some sort of acceptance, and I have a lot of chills. There's some sort of acceptance, Pisces, that find the people who resonate with your path. And that path may be a little bit harder, and not longer, but a little bit harder, because it really asks you to be in sacred union within yourself. The whole reading started with Mary Magdalene's sacred marriage. There's a lesson here, Pisces. For some of you, this is a very, very deep reading. From trauma, there is that, and I don't want to say codependency, but there's the want to like connect and this and that. But Pisces, you are someone who, you're being led on a very different path. Inner call, soul led, the mystic and living courageously. And you have Kadesh, but in knowing that, don't give your pearls to swine, because that's how these 5 of Wands energies can end up happening. Okay? And so this is, it's not even like a warning. 3, 3, 3 as soon as I say, it's not even like a warning, but it's just knowing that not everyone is ready to hear what you have to say. Not everyone will resonate with you. And so the path feels a little bit harder or even longer, because you truly are cultivating this union within your own self, which is very divinely intended. And you will manifest the people who are aligned with your authentic truth. And so much of it is actually your own path of you accepting your authentic truth. And Sekhmet is so strong in this reading today. I mean, my mentor, who's like a Sekhmet priestess from years ago, messaged me in the middle of it with her tongue out. I love her. With the 5 of Wands, what's coming through is like, those people, and this is just whether you're Pisces or not on the journey. Again, not giving your pearls to swine. You could actually avoid a lot of these 5 of Wands energies of people who are just like, and the judgment and the this and the that, by just silently resonating with those who resonate with you. You're not here to save anyone. And you're also not here for anyone to necessarily, like, yes, this is, and not, how do I word this? You're not here for anyone to necessarily agree with you. This is your, follow your soul, your authentic path. It's your inner call. Sacred contracts, Isis. This is divinely intended and orchestrated. This is your path. But don't waste your time on the people who don't see you. Don't waste your time trying to prove to anyone anything. And that's where like the saving people comes in of like, naturally you'll want to let people know like, hey, I found enlightenment, or I've merged with my shadow self and things are great, or this or that. Not everyone wants to hear that. And that's just like the reality of that with the Five of Wands here. And then also you're someone who may trigger the shadow in people. Especially if you're on a priestess path. Not everyone accepts that or has the same ideas of it or this or that. Just if your soul expression is coming from your soul, even if other people judge it or don't like it, you will find people who resonate with you. You have the Four of Wands, you have magic, you have tradition. So there is a need for you to protect your energy. But on that same note, you can actually avoid certain situations of protecting your energy by not casting your pearls to swine. And because it feels like some of these Five of Wands energies where it's just like, oh, that person is doing this or doing that, or they're coming after me. Some of them can actually be avoided by just knowing who to resonate with, what to say, and things like that. The example of this is, if you have awakened or this or that, if you go into a church and you're telling them, hey, no, take that thing down and this and that, and this is the way, you're probably going to end up in a Five of Wands energy. Like, it's that kind of thing where it's just like, there's a time and a place. And that's just the honest truth of like what's coming through here. It's like, yes, speak your authentic truth, but you don't have to shout it from the rooftops. Oh, this is such a deep reading, Pisces, where it's like maybe you weren't heard in childhood. And you do want people to hear your voice. But actually, when you heal that, you won't even want to shout it from the rooftops anymore because you're in your silence. This is such High Priestess energy in reading. In your silence, without even shouting this authentic truth. There are so many people coming your way. At 33, as soon as I say that, there are other high priests, high priestesses. There are other beings, light workers, shadow workers. For those of you on the journey. And not share your voice. Again, Two of Pentacles. I mean, I kind of sometimes dress, not even sometimes. I'm led very intuitively of how to dress for each reading. We do have balance. It's a balance. Yes, share your authentic voice. Know when to not cast your pearls before swine. Know when not to. Know who the people are that you shouldn't be sharing everything to or this or that. The example of you probably shouldn't go into, a 60,000 people church and say, hey, you are Christ within. You guys don't know what you're doing. You probably shouldn't do that. I've done that. I got kicked out years ago, and it wasn't a big church like that, but I did do that where I was just like, yeah, Yeshua's leading me on this journey and this and that, and I went in very innocently, but pick and choose. Okay, I'm gonna get some cards of advice. What's some advice for Pisces? What is advice for Pisces? You do have Pisces. You have 10 of Swords, you have 8 of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords here. Why 10 of Swords? Why 8 of Wands? Why Queen of Swords? It feels like there is actually something that you're receiving. Through this 10 of Swords energy, you actually have a new beginning coming in. This is a little bit of a persecution energy here, Pisces, and I did start off the reading about talking about Yeshua, Yeshua and the nails on the cross. It's snowing here, by the way, so there's snow. there seems to be some sort of Ten of Swords situation, a betrayal type of situation. You are the Queen of Swords here, okay? So it's knowing that that's, and again, especially if you're someone who's very intuitive, you can feel these types of energies. You could feel the Five of Wands, the people, the this, the that, you know. And it's interesting that you can hear all of that too. There's snow being shoveled. But that's honestly like what this feels like here. But this is sharpening your sword, okay? Queen of Swords, this is sharpening your sword. You have a new beginning coming in. You do have the card Sacrifice, and you do have the card Ace of Cups, okay? Guan Yin, Tara, Sacrifice. For some of you, there is like some sort of Ten of Swords situation of like you were standing in your truth though, Ace of Cups. And this is going to ultimately make you stronger. I do feel like no one wants to hear that. But this Ten of Swords situation, you know, where, and I'm getting multiple people. It's either multiple people not liking what you do, persecution type of energy, a lot of judgment, which led to a Ten of Swords situation. This builds you, though, 111. This actually makes you own your truth even more. It makes you speak your authentic truth even more. And so it's like their plans to, I don't know why I wanted to say bear you away, you know, Ten of Cups, to silence your voice. Well, it's so interesting. It's like there's an energy of someone who wanted to silence you. And so they think that they've gotten what they've wanted with this silence. But it's actually because this is similar to the reading from yesterday, Pisces, of upgrading in spiritual authority. 144, as soon as I'll say that. Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups. It's like, okay, they think the Ten of Swords worked. You just became more silent. Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups. All right, I want to clarify that. Why the Queen of Swords with the Ace of Cups? Pisces. Oh, you Pisces. You have the Six of Wands. For some of you, it's like there's a situation of people wanting to silence you, people who are judging you. You actually get more. So this is such a deep reading, Pisces. Whoever this is for, you're getting more because of that. It's going to multiply. I have so many chills all over my body because of these people trying to stop you, which it even appeared in the physical, like they did. This led you to a new beginning. It's a lot of the Yeshua energy here too. You have the Six of Wands for the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Swords. So what the enemy meant for harm, God used it for good because you upgraded spiritually. And you are actually receiving so much more. If you haven't yet already, you will. Six of Wands. For you remaining in your authentic truth. This is such a deep reading, Pisces, but it honestly, ultimately is a beautiful reading. All right, let's see what's here. Again, if you would like a personal reading, a one-on-one personal session, or Akashic Records, check out the box below. And we do have a 3-day online goddess retreat for those soul sisters who are wanting to reunite with their soul sisters. We're going to be 3 days in meditation and some rituals, so feel free to join us. What do we have for this reading? I'm going to put these away. What do we have for this reading? Reclaiming your power and calming the waters. Peaceful self-regulation. Achievement, effort plus intention. All right, yeah, again, for some of you, these people really came after you. People did not like you. People really judged you. People really did things to stop you. It only sharpened your sword. And so it's like in the physical, they're seeing all these things, but what they're not seeing is it is just sharpening your sword. For some of you, you have a lot of high priest or high priestess energy. All right, and so the advice would be to continue on your path, but have the discernment, the intuition, and the knowing to know who to fully share yourself with. And I say this so carefully because, again, Two of Pentacles, it is the balance. You never create walls around your heart, but just simply knowing the truth of like, okay, this person is not ready for maybe everything that I have to share. And that is not an easy path because, yeah, it's not an easy path. But I do see you calling in everyone that's meant for you. Six of Wands. Anyone and everyone who is meant for you. And part of this, yes, it's like your path. It's also a little bit of the trauma from the past. Of course you want to be validated and seen, but the particular path you're on or that you've chosen, you're going to go deep into the shadow of not even being in that energy. You could be seeing the number 888. And that's not easy, but it does feel like over time, as you continue on your path, you are actually attracting so many people and it's going to feel so good. So temporarily, it doesn't feel so great. You'll finally be seen. You'll finally, be validated because people see the same things. They feel the same things. 555, they're living the same life, okay? You have power over difficulty and peaceful self-regulation. So there is healing during this. You are reclaiming your power. What else do we have? We have two cards that came out. No. Protection, boundaries, clear communication. This is such a deep reading, Pisces. And I actually usually don't even go into like 40 minutes. I think we're going to go into 40 minutes today. For some of you, and this is very, very specific, some of you are truly on the High Priestess path, on the High Priest path. And I mean like, you're fully on the path. The Holy Grail, stop the endless searching, inner quest. And you have over here Queen of Swords with the Ace of Cups. You stop the endless searching. Stop the endless searching. You've been through cycles of meeting people. I think that is my soul tribe, or I think that that's this or that's that. And then you end up in a 5 of Wands, 10 of Swords situation. For some of you Pisces, I'm getting a little bit of New Age spirituality, just light workers in general. And I find it so interesting that there's like all the snow there too. I feel like that's symbolic, as well of the resistance on the path, right? And stop the endless searching, inner quest. It is within you. Inner call, inner quest. It is within you. And it feels like, though, even on the spiritual journey, where maybe there's some people who still don't resonate with you. There's New Age spirituality, there's this, there's that, there's love and light spirituality. It's full spectrum. But I do get for some of you, this is more of your spiritual path and journey where like even the people on the spiritual journey, not all of them even resonate with you. You are someone who goes within. Oh, whoever that this reading is for, you are so esoteric. It is so much of like you just growing within and being on this like beautiful journey. And like I see it as a beautiful journey, but I don't feel like everyone has seen that beautiful journey, you on being on a beautiful journey. All right. You may have even gotten, had reflections from people of that you're on the wrong journey, or you're dark, or you're this, or you're that. And that's actually simply not true. They are not on the same journey as you, so they don't resonate with you. You're stopping the endless searching, and you remain on your journey. Your journey home to source, your journey home remembering that source is within you, inside of you, no separate from you. You continue on your authentic path and journey, and you will attract the people that are meant for you. And that's not an easy journey. So for some of you, I really feel like it's actually a little bit more of the esoteric stuff. This is a lot of like the high priest and high priestess stuff too. You're on a different path, and not everyone's going to agree with you or even see what you see, and that is okay. That is your protection. Plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, and grounded action. All right, some of you are just like, nope, this is my path. And it is like, this is plant yourself here. Stop the endless searching without of you. Plant yourself here. This is my path, and I'm going to move forward on this path. And sometimes that path is taken alone, But as you continue on your path, you will find the people who resonate with you. You end off with the Six of Wands. You will be supported. You will be seen. Okay? And that comes, though, that Six of Wands without of you is coming from the inner quest within you, which is not easy. You do also have the return. A new story. You decide. Alignment. It is coming together. A new story. And that's what was coming through from the beginning of this reading. I think I quite literally said, I see you holding on to a book. Put that book down and close it. Take a new book off the shelf and start writing in it. You truly are releasing, and this feels like such a big and deep reading. The depths and the heights. You're releasing completely an old version of yourself, and that is okay. A lot of the Osiris energy too, that's okay. Allow yourself to step into this new journey, this new story. This is the return of you. Again, in the beginning when I said it's like we think that we know who we are and this and that, and even in this moment, like we can even say, well, I am this or I am that. Like that's going to consistently and constantly evolve and change. You have the opportunity to start a brand new contract, a brand new story over here, and entering into a brand new life. And it's just saying yes, and just completely having no fear when you're releasing the old. Okay, I'm going to end off with just one more message. You have stand your ground. You also have life force energy. Okay, so for some of you, yeah, life force energy right here. Stand your ground. You need to stand your ground when it comes to your path. It does feel like there either were situations or is a situation where you have to stand your ground. You do have clear communication and boundaries. Nope, this is my path. I will not allow you to do this. I will not allow you to do that. I will not allow you to speak to the way that you're speaking to me or to say what you're saying. I am standing my ground, my loving ground. Okay, so for some of you, there is, you did have the Seven of Wands. There is just that energy. All right, I'm going to grab one more card here. Whoever has anything to say about your journey, you are the light priestess. Galactic wisdom, cosmic ritual. You are the light priestess. And there are people around you or in the past that have not made you feel that way about your path, about your journey. You are sacred journey, introversion, seeker, self-knowledge, pure, joyful friendships, and loving help, the dolphin caller. For some of you, this is so much esoteric energy. And I know that there's, when we talk about spiritual community, it's funny how it's all about oneness, yet there's so many divisions even in that. I know for me at least, like if you're on a path or journey home, connecting directly to source, whatever language, whatever way, like connect with source. For me, like that's the only thing that's important to me is I don't care who you are, what you do, connect with source, with God, source. And whatever that looks like, who am I? Your journey is different than other people. And it's actually going to shift. You've dealt with so many cycles of people coming for you, of this, of that, which is, part of it was you to own your authentic truth. The other parts of it was healing your childhood traumas and things like that. There's 3 different decks here that say, 444, as soon as I say that, there are 3 different decks that say inside, inside, inside. Your sacred journey is within you. And it's sacred. For some of you, it's like you need to hear that. You've heard so many things about your path of like this is that. Da, 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 da. You're on the journey it is that God has intended you for. Even if someone around you doesn't agree with it or this or that. You are finding holiness within yourself because you are remembering that you are whole. Inner call, introversion. Inner quest. This is a journey within yourself. Okay? And so you have decided to take that journey of whatever that is. Maybe for some of you specifically, like it is really a lot of the esoteric stuff or this or that. And you will, not even manifest, you are calling in pure, joyful friendships and loving help of people who resonate with your journey, of people who see you for who it is that you are. Okay? You are definitely someone. Honestly, what I'm getting is more of like you are someone who you've encountered so many different situations of people trying to like, no. And what did that do? It didn't take you off of your path. It just taught you, it just sharpened your sword. That's all it did. So don't allow these things to take you off your path. If anything, allow it to just, for you to go within yourself, to heal what it is that you need to heal, and to come into further union with yourself, and to own your authentic truth more, which is not always shouting at the top of the rooftops. Sometimes it's very silent, and that actually brings in the most for you. I'm going to split this deck really quick. Yearning, longing for someone, undesired separation, okay? So for some of you, again, like your path is a little bit more alone, again, this is very, very so within you, your path, or how it is that you're being led, okay? And so those people are coming in for you, and it feels like you're just energetically aligning, you're energetically aligning to all of the people and the opportunities and things that are meant for you, as you've released a lot of the traumas and are owning your authentic voice and truth, all right? A lot of these roadblocks were continuously placed on your path for you to see. For you to see like your own traumas of why you end up in the same situations, and also protecting your authentic truth and honoring it. Okay, that's a longer reading than usual. That's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope that this resonates. I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings.